Okay. ስትጠራው ምንድን ነው አይደል? እዛ ሆኖ በሬ
Please to my screen.
Oh,
Hello everyone, good morning. How are you doing?
Hello, sir. Good morning. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear.
No, I'm speaking with others.
Yes, I can hear you. Good
Okay.
morning.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and then from there we'll start today's session. Okay. All right. So last we talked about access modifier. So we'll start from the abstraction today. I believe I'll started with the abstraction. What exactly? Let me repeat one more time, and then we'll go for to see some practical demonstration how this abstraction will work, and then later we'll go for the interface stuff. So abstraction is what it just is process of hiding the implementation details and showing only the functionality to the user. Abstraction is also one of the object-oriented programming principles where we achieve to hide the method implementations. I don't want to show all the method implementation to the user, which is not required, which is not used, right? So you can see down a real-time example. For example, I'm sending an SMS, so you just type the text and send in messages, but you don't know the internal processing about how this message is going to deliver. How that message is going to deliver it to all of you through the Zoom, through the WhatsApp call, or through the normal text message, whatever the way I follow certain, what I can say, the mobile applications or any software to sending the messages. So I can just only follow certain steps to text the messages and sending, but I don't know how all the things are going to work out, right? That means there are few things on the object, like if you talk about a cell phone, right? Cell phone is also an object. So that cell phone just allow us to follow certain steps. I can install a WhatsApp. I can go to the WhatsApp. I can choose the contact to whom I'm going to sending. I can just go to open my keypad and I can just text the messages, and there will be a send button. I can just click on that, but I don't know how this message is going to deliver. But what exactly is going to let us know? Just look into the last point. Abstraction is basically lets you focus what exactly the objective will do, what exactly the cell phone is used for, but how it works, it's not my job, right? That means something is going to hiding that implementation stuff. And how we can achieve this abstraction in Java in two ways. So we can achieve the abstraction in two ways, either by using abstract class or by using the interfaces. So abstract class we called as a partial abstraction, that is 0 to 100%. And the other one is an interface. So where we use fully abstraction, 100% nothing, but it is a fully abstraction. So we can achieve partial abstraction or we can achieve fully abstraction. We can choose any one of it. So let's try to understand. First abstract class, then we'll move to the interface. Let's go to abstract class first. Yeah, abstract class. A class that is declared using abstract keyword, we call as an abstract class. It can have an abstract method. Abstract method, nothing but methods without body, as well as the concrete methods, that is a regular methods with body, as we have discussed before. A normal class, that is a non-abstract class, cannot have abstract method. A non-abstract class cannot have an abstract method. Okay, if you'll go for to declare an abstract method is what? Something we can have only method signature, there will be no implementation, there will be no body, right? So a abstract class can have a two types of method. That is what I said before. It is a partially abstractions, and we can declare the abstract class by using this abstract keyword. So you can just look into this example stuff. I have abstract class A, and there is something called a method. This is abstract method because I can see just only the method signature, but there is no implementations. And I can see another method where I can have a method body also, you can see. And this method we call as a basically a concrete method or a normal methods. As we have seen in the example, there are cases when it's difficult or often unnecessary to implement all the methods in the parent. In this case, we can declare the parent class as abstract class, which makes it a special class which is not complete on its own. Abstract class is not complete because this object contains some method which doesn't have a body. And even we can write some methods with body which we know how to implement it, right? So as a developer, I know few things how to implement, how to write the body, how to expose the services is going to work. And there are few functionality I don't know what exactly services and what data is going to be exposed. So that methods I will make as a abstract method. So someone has to provide the implementation. Someone means what? Obviously the subclass. So one thing is very clear that whenever we're talking about an abstract class, then we talk about an inheritance. Okay. Abstract class cannot be instantiated, which means we cannot create the object of it. To use this class, you need to create another class that extends this class and provide the implementation of abstract method. Then you can use the object of the child class to call the non-abstract method of the parent class as well as the implemented method. So those that were abstract in parent but implemented in the child classes. So it's compulsory whenever we are talking about, think about abstract class, we should talk about and think about the child classes, right? So all the abstract method which we write in the on the top of the class, I mean the super class, all the subclass, all these abstract methods should be implemented by the child class. If he'll say, okay, Kunal, if the subclass also not ready to provide the implementation, means the subclass also not provide the body of all those abstract method we write in the superclass, then what will happen? Nothing will happen. The subclass also will become a abstract classes. The subclass also will become a abstract classes. Let's talk about the same in the next session. If a child does not implement all the abstract method of the abstract parent class, then the child class also must to be declared as abstract as well. Okay, so why can't we create the object of the abstract class? Like before I said, we cannot create an object for abstract classes. We can normal class, we create an object, right? We create an instance for the normal classes, but abstract classes, we cannot create an object. It's not my question, interview questions, right? Because these classes are incomplete. They have an abstract method that have a no body. So if Java allowed to create an object of this class, then if someone called that abstract method using that object, then what will happen? There will be no actual implementation of the method to involve. Also, because an object is concrete, right? An abstract class is like a template. So you have to extend it and build on it before you can use it. So one thing is very clear, that abstract class is just a template, right? Abstract class is just a template, and object is what? Concrete, you know, right? So object and object should contains all the concrete methods, but abstract class is not a object. Abstract class is just like a template. So we need an object where we can see all the concrete method, means all the method implementations already ready, so that any customer, they can call all these methods, right? So that is the reasons we need a subclass which can extend the abstract classes and can provide all the method implementation which we declare as abstract in the super classes. So you have to extend it and build on before you can use it. So you can see some another example here. I have a method which print hello, and I have an abstract method which declare as an abstract keyword, right? But whenever you're thinking about to write an abstract method, then you must need to think about the class also should be declared as abstract class. Whenever you are going to declare the method as abstract, make sure the class also should be declared as abstract class. But hold on, then you will face some kind of very typical questions in the interviews. Can I write abstract class without having an abstract methods? Can I write abstract class? I don't want to write an abstract method, but I just want to declare my class as abstract. Is that possible? Practically, it is possible. But if you think about in logical way, I can say there is no use to declare the class as abstract class. Okay, practically it is possible, but logically, if you think about to designing, I can say there is no meaning to declare the classes abstract classes. Okay, so here you can say it is possible, but there is no use to make the classes abstract class. But programmatically way, if you want to declare the classes abstract, and you are not going to write any abstract methods, you can do it. It's possible, we can declare that. Okay, but there is no use logical if you are going to think to make the classes abstract without writing abstract method, there is no use. Okay, but we can declare it as abstract classes. Okay. So here you can see I have an abstract methods and I have a normal methods. So this class already provide this method implementations, but these methods, the object doesn't know, I mean the template doesn't know how to provide the implementation. So I have just have the signature, and all the subclass or all the subclass object, they need to provide the implementations here, right? So without wasting time, let's go ahead and look into our code. I will go to my project. Okay. That is Java demo. All right, let's go to my Java demo project. Yeah. We use polymorphism concept. That means something I'm talking about overriding. Yes, in abstract class, so in abstract class also we do follow the same, right? We are going to do the method overriding. So let's talk about. Let me create a class. Oh, my class is already there. Let's go to my customer class. I think this is the product class. Okay. Not this one. Go to product. I'll make the classes after class. I'm not going to create a new class. Whatever the class that we have discussed in the previous sessions, I'm just going to modify the same thing as well. Hmm. This next loading talk about. I think my product class we talk about. Method overriding. Yeah, that's all. So what I'm going to do here, I will just make this class as after class. Okay. Public class, public abstract class, my product. Is there any compilation error in this program? I'm just trying to making you practically proof. I said before, we can declare a class as abstract class without writing an abstract method. Do I have declare any abstract method in this my product class? No abstract. There is no abstract method. Okay, but still I could able to declare the class as a abstract class. Okay, so practically it's proof. I can go ahead now. Let me write a abstract method here. We can say there are two concrete methods because these methods have a method body. So any method when you declare with the body, we call as a concrete method. I mean the normal method. So next what I'm going to do is I can just go for to write a method such as public abstract, okay. Discount price. And as you know that for abstract methods, we are not going to provide any implementation. So I will just make it as a semicolon. That is written type of method is missing published abstract. Okay. You can just right. So this one price is here. The super class, it doesn't know what exactly the discount price the customer will get whenever they do go for to purchase any item from the Amazon. Even the super class doesn't know what exactly the Walmart or the Flipkart or the Amazon, right? So they do have offered different types of festival season discount prices for different category of the product, right? Maybe Amazon can give you 40%, Flipkart maybe can give more than that or less than that. I don't know, but as a abstract class, as a template, I can just have some method with with a signature, and that methods can be used any subclass object without they worried about, without they do think which method I should use to give the more information about discount to the customer for the specific purchase of items or the product. We have the super classes and it is a template. So any product category of the e-commerce applications, they can just extend this my product classes and they can implement, they can design it as per their business requirement. That is exactly the structure to design applications by using object-oriented structure. Now, apart from that, if you can have some other methods, so as an abstract method, as you can add here. Now let's focus to the subclasses. So I have a two subclasses here and you can see where I'm getting some error here. Amazon product and the Walmart product. So let's go ahead and look why I'm getting this compilation error. Before that, I will save this program, my product class. I forget to save it. Okay. Now let's go to Amazon product here. Let's see why I'm getting this compilation error. it says the type of Amazon product must implement the inherited abstract method that is called show prices, show discount prices. That means what you have understood practically, if any subclass extending the abstract class, compulsory that subclass has to provide the implementations. If I'm not going to provide the implementations, what is going to happen with me? Nothing. So here you can see that there are two ways to exit the error: add unimplemented methods or make the type of the class is your abstract class. It cannot be a normal class, it should be abstract class. We cannot skip you cannot skip it, means you no need to provide the implementation, just make the classes abstract class. If not, then you have to add the unimplemented method. So let me just fix this error in the type 1, add unimplemented methods. What I'm getting here, the method has been override from my super classes. It says the return is a 0 by default, it's written as 0. I will say the discount prices the Amazon will give, okay, purchasing of any product, you will get basically, let's say 25% of discount. Okay, we'll get a 25% of discounts to purchasing of any items. Okay, and the same things I will go to the Walmart product classes, and let's fix this error in the same way. So here is the same thing. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to add unimplemented methods. Okay, and here also the method has override, and I will say Walmart basically give 5% extra, so we'll say 30%. Return 30% purchasing of any items. Right now we can go to the user classes, and we can simply call these methods for the requirement. Yeah, I can say one dot hold on, so we can type it. We should call it in the SOP statement. Say you want that. So discount prices. Yeah, and here also I can discount prices P2. Somewhere I have defined, somewhere I have implemented, somewhere I have called. Right. So first I have defined, then I have designed, then I have invoked by the customer. Right. So that's what you do basically. You define somewhere, okay, all in your templates. That is the your interface, like we can say like your template object or your template class. Sorry, your template class, and then the actual classes is going to implement it based on the business requirement, and the customer classes, they will be invoke those methods to get the informations from your backend programming skill, backend programming approach, right? So here I can go for to again make the changes in my product classes to adding again new methods. Then what exactly will happen here? If I will add any method, again I will get the same compilation error because I have extended this my product classes, right? So when someone is going to keep changing any method definitions in your template, so the same thing has to be compulsory implemented, right? So practically we have seen how the abstract class is basically is going to work. Now Can you have a constructor in the my product classes? Yeah, that's possible. We can have a constructor also in my product classes. But the question is coming, okay, when we are not going to creating an object for the my product classes, then how that constructor will invoke? No problem. We have a super keyword, right? And by using super keyword, we can invoke the super class constructor by any one of the subclass object, right? So let's try to go for the interfaces. Let's try to know what exactly the interface here. Interface look like class, but it's not a class. An interface can have a methods and variable just like the class, but method declare interface are by default abstract. Only method signature, there will be no body. There will be no body. Also, the variable declare an interface are public, static, final by default. Any variable that you declare inside the interface are like a public, static, final. That means we have to initialize the value whenever you declare any variables inside your interfaces. And why I mean the reason why we are going to use interface is basically to achieve the fully abstraction. Means interface doesn't allow to write any method with body. As mentioned above, they are used for fully abstraction since methods in interface do not have a body. They do be implemented by the class before you can access them. And the class that implements interface must be implement all the method of the interfaces. So any class, they first thing is in abstract class we have used extend keyword, but in interface we use implement keyword. Okay, we are going to use implements keyword. In abstract class, we can have a both abstract and unabstract method. Means you can write method with body and without body, but interface you can have only and only abstract methods. One more is a subclass can extend. This is a subclass, right? So a subclass can extend only one abstract class, but comes to the interfaces, a subclass can implement more than one interface. That means multiple inheritance we achieve. Okay, so there are two reasons why you use interface is to achieve the fully abstraction and to achieve the multiple inheritance. Also, Java programming language doesn't allow you to extend more than one classes. However, here it's possible. You can implement more than one interface in your classes. So you can see an example here, my interface, and there are any method you write by default. You can see here all the method that you write, which is a public abstractor by default. Okay, so I have a method one, I have a method two, right? Any method you write by default is a public abstract only. Okay, and it doesn't allow to implement any method, just we can have only method signature. So how a class can implement those interfaces? It has to provide the body of all the methods that are declared in interface, or in other words, you can say that the class has to implement all the method of the interface. So you can say that the class has to implement, the subclass has to implement all the method of your interfaces. So if this is the example, then what I am going to write here, I'm going to use the demo class which implement the my interfaces. My interface is what? The interface which I have declared by using interface keyword and which contains two methods. And these two methods has to be override here. So method one has override, method two also has override here. That means what? Abstract class can provide some common method implementation, but interface will not allow to interface will not write any common method implementation. Just it can have only the method signature, and all the subclass method they need to provide all the methods implementations, right? So what I can do here, as you can see, I've just created the reference of the my interface. Okay, but the constructor I'm going to creating for the subclasses, because here also the same thing that we cannot create an object for abstract class. You cannot create an object for abstract class, right? So you can just have a reference, but the constructor should be invoked by your subclasses. Okay. Variables declared in interface are public, static, final by default. Any variable that you declare, there is a default. So you need to provide, we need to initialize the values. Whenever you declare any variables, you must need to define it, and which is a common values for all the subclass object. What is the main advantage of interface? Without bothering about the implementation part, we can achieve the security of implementations. without bothering about the implementation part, we can just achieve the security of implementations. In Java, multiple init is not allowed. However, you can use interface to make use of it, and you can implement more than one interface. Yes, that there is the two advantage. We no need to bother about to provide the implementation. Just you can have the method signature, and we can achieve the multiple inheritance. That is only possible through the interface only. So if I'll go for to create a interface, let's create a interface this time with the same project. I'm going to use the same polymorphism only because here also we perform the same polymorphism concept. So I will create a one interface. Okay, so I have a class, something called let's say employee management. Yes. Employee management applications, which is a template I'm just creating as an interface. Now, inside this interface, what I can do here, I can say, yeah, I can write some method, say public, or even I can just remove that modifier, just access modifier. Since I can have method return type, I can say employee get employee. Okay, I'm just writing the method signature here. Just writing the method signature in the interface here. Okay, now I'm going to write class, because we need a class compulsory, right, to override all these methods. So I'm going to say employee implementation class. This is the employee class implementation. So just I written shortcut employee implementations. That means I can easily identify this class is implementing the employee class. So I will say implement employee management. Now, the moment I have implemented this interface, what I need to do? So this class has to provide all the implementations here. Like same as you did before. What I can do, this class without bothering about how this employee has to be added, how this employee has to view, without bothering about all this method, right? Just I can override from my template and I can just override all these methods, but I can just write my logic, how this employee has to be added, how this employee has to be viewed, how this employee has to be updated. So something I'm writing a statement here, say very simply just to understanding all this method. Employee added. This is the add method, and the employee can view employee. Yeah, the same. Copy. So I need to write, we need to write just the logic, but simply for understanding, I'm writing some statements so employee can update. Yeah. Again, there is a one more employment classes, right, for some XYZ company, right? So they can also do the same thing here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new class, a main class where I can call these methods here. So this is the our portal application. This is my main class. They are going to call this method because the HR executive, they are the responsible to taking care of all these employee management systems. So what I can do, I can say employee implementations. Data. They can view the employee also, and they can update also. Okay, so these are the features the HR portal applications have, right? They can call all these methods. Okay, now let's try to first. Yes. So employees added, employees can give the details, employees can update with the emails and contact details. Now let's talk about the multiple inheritance here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a one more interface, something called employee department. So I'm going to write a method. So now every subclass, they also want to override this method. Just think about, in place of interface, it is a classes. In place of interfaces, this is a class. Okay, this is a abstract class. Abstract class here. Oh, I've created the interface, right? So, okay. We can just write later. Okay, in place of interface, just create a class and try to extend. So in place of interface, if it is abstract class, so this class cannot extend, sir. This class cannot extend this employee department class, only can extend employee management application. But in interface, I can extend, sorry, I can implement, not extend, sorry. I can implement more than one interface. So either I can override the employee management, along with I can override the method of the employee department. I don't have any error here. I don't have any error here, right? So when I have implement this methods, obviously this employee implementation class also should override those methods. So there I can have only one method. So obviously I will get here one methods. See, so department. So I will say it is some department. Let me say it is a IT department. Okay. The same I can the HR border. They can call this method from that. So bj dot it's written type. So so one class can implement more than one interfaces, more than one interface. Can the same class, can the same class extend one after class also? Yes, that is also possible. That is also possible. One class also can extend one after classes. Okay. So that's all about we have discussed the after class interfaces, all the stuff. Now, before we go for to start the new topics, that is the collection framework I'm talking about. I will take the mock session. That means overall what we have learned in the object-oriented programming. I'm going to ask the questions. I'm going to ask at least 5 to 6 questions to everyone. So go through these materials today, prepare well, and along with just go through the collection framework also. Tomorrow, I will take the mock sessions for everyone. I will ask some questions related to the interface, abstract class, related to the constructor, related to polymorphism, related to encapsulations, related to inheritance. All these questions I will ask 5 to 7 questions to each and every one. So be prepared well, do the practice, and go through the material also along with the collection frameworks. Collection framework is basically more important that we are going to use to achieve the data structure algorithms, right? So no matter what type of project that you develop as a console applications or as a web applications, no matter what type of project, but collection framework always play a very important role. The way how it has introduced the different types of collection we use, such as list collection, such as a map collection, such as a set collection. So different types of collection we have: list, set, map, all different types of stuff, right? So that we'll discuss tomorrow. But before that, I just want to see how you are good in the object-oriented programming stuff. From the starting, what we have learned in the core Java so far. I will take a question answer session for first 30 minutes, and then we'll move to the collection framework here. Makes sense for everyone? Are you able to access the all previous video session recording or not?
Yes, but I think they come a little bit late. I don't know if you can send the video for today as early as possible.
Early as possible. That means you are not getting the same day.
Yeah, but I get it much later.
Okay.
I don't know when you send it actually, but I see it much later. I check. I see much
But
later.
you have all the recorded session up to Friday.
Yes, I have from static method to Friday. Yep. Yes, I do.
Okay. And what about others? You are also able to see the all recorded sessions so far that we have covered up into the core Java programming with practicals and all theoretical part.
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me, sir.
So just to go through that and
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Yeah, I didn't see the any material. It's that means they are sending on to the mail or
Yeah, you will get it all these recorded sessions, and
through the email.
Yeah, you will get it.
Okay, because I didn't get anything, and so that's why I'm asking.
It's through the app. I don't
Oh,
think
it's
it
through
comes
the
through the email. It's through the app. Yes. But sir, I did not get the one of I was not the very first session. where you talked about JDK, GRE. I didn't get it.
Mhm. Okay.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
can send
let
it.
me do one thing. I will check with them and will get back to you. But overall, what I can say is so far that we have covered with the object-oriented programming stuff, right? Starting from constructor to the abstract class methods, interfaces. So just to go over that looks and see what you can just cover up and if anything else, just make it note down and we'll discuss in details tomorrow if you have any sort of particular questions or anything.
Yeah, sir. We can access it in a laptop or something. Only in mobile.
Hmm?
We can't access it in a laptop, something like that.
Yeah, you can access line laptop also.
How?
You talk to the resource team, they will guide you.
Okay.
You talk to the recruiter, he will help you out. Okay, no worries. Or any
Okay.
other
Thank you.
challenges, just let me know tomorrow. I will tell you.
Okay.
Okay, then see you tomorrow. But come up with the preparations tomorrow. That's the reason I'm not going to continue the new topics. So come up with your own preparations and we'll see the new topics, which is very important as well. Collections. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you, sir.